My first memory and experience of winemaking was fighting with my cousins to grab the bar on my grandfather's wine press in a basement in Staten Island, New York. My grandfather came from Calabria, Italy. He made wine every year of his life, and he actually used California grapes, and he would blend the grapes at the crusher and make his own blends. He'd make 2 to 3 barrels a year just for his own personal use, shared it with his family and neighbors, and it was just part of his life, and he loved it. Between that and the garden and the food that he ate, he had a wonderful, full life. I was lucky to be around that. Through high school and college, I got to make wine with him. Went into the real estate business after college, kind of left the wine alone. And then back in 1987, I got his hand crusher and his press and made 2 barrels of wine in a basement in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. We went to 2 barrels and had so much fun making the wine. We used his equipment. It took us 6 hours to crush the grapes and use his little press. It was so much fun. We made great wine, shared the wine with family and friends. The next year invited people to come make wine. We went from the 2 barrels to 20 barrels. And then every year thereafter, more and more people showed up to make wine with us. We eventually got to 67 barrels. And then we moved it from the basement to a shopping center and grew it to 300 barrels. And then we got a license. Now, wasn't really breaking the law. Early on in the basement, I woke up one night in a cold sweat with visions of Elliot Ness smashing my friends' barrels of wine. So I quickly got on the phone to the ATF, told them what we were doing, explained it all. They said, "We don't care. You're making wine for personal use. You're not selling it. We don't care." The state of New Jersey was another issue. We didn't get a license from the state of New Jersey because they didn't have a place to put us. It took a few years. Finally, someone approached the state with actually a petition, and they got a brew your own beer license. So we went in right after the brew your own beer license, got the first commercial home winemaking facility license, probably, well, definitely in the state and probably in most of the country. And then we launched Bacchus School of Wine, and it grew rapidly. We had to move out of the shopping center into another building, and it just kept growing. And then finally we franchised it in the late 90s. We opened 4 franchises in New Jersey, and then 9/11 hit. We lost our franchisee in the bombing, and then at that point I had already moved to California, and my family was there, and my wife and family and I decided that it was time to get out of the franchising business, keep the Toms River location, open up in California. And that was in 2004. We finally opened up Domenico Winery and Bacchus Winemaking Club of California and launched there. And since then, we've, for the commercial wines in Domenico, have received over 300 medals. And it's just been a passionate experience, just living a dream. I actually have my own vineyard now, and we have 8 acres of vines, 3 acres of Primitivo, 5 acres of Syrah, and more recently this year I've leased another 59 acres of 8 other varietals, and both vineyards are in Amador County, California. So it's a wonderful experience, lots of hard work, lots of passion, and lots of love of wine, and family and friends. And without all my family and friends, it couldn't have happened. Salud.